Schluter Kerdi is one of the most popular waterproofing systems for a tiled shower. In today's video, I'm going to show how to properly install the Schluter Kerdi kit. This kit came with a preformed foam shower pan, a preformed curb, Kerdi membrane for the walls, and all the corners and band needed. Purchased separately was the triangular corner bench and the niche. Alright, so this is the first time I've used Schluter All-Set. Okay, so we got our initial 5-minute mix time. We're going to let this slack. It said let it slack for 10 minutes. So while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and get our Kerdi membrane cut. Okay, has that been 10 minutes?
I think so.
Close to it, huh?
Yeah.
Close enough. Okay, so we had our mud slacking. Yep, let it mix 5, let it slack 10, and then remix again for 3.
Mix 5, slack 10, remix 3.
Yeah. So if you ask your apprentice to go mix you a batch of mud, and it takes 18 minutes, that's why. Okay, so we got our 18-minute mud here, ready to go. We got our green board up, insulation behind this exterior wall. We offset this niche, the stud bay, which we weren't able to move these studs. This is the kitchen on the other side. There's no way we could move these. So because the niche would have been just about 3 inches offset, I thought it would be better to skew it all the way to the side so it doesn't look like we just missed our center line. So that's all up. We didn't have any washers. I probably should have used washers here, but we used a wide head screw to go in here. And what we also did is I put a good bead of Kerdi fix onto the stud so that this thing is just really stuck in here. There's no way this guy's coming out. So we got our niche in and we should be ready to go. What I'm going to need to do is figure out how far out the walls I'm coming. So we have a 38-inch pan, right?
Yep.
And then the curb is curb is 4.5, 42.5. So we're going to be coming out 42.5 with our waterproofing. So that's just where I know where to comb my thinset to. Okay, so I know where to take my thinset to now.
So you take your thinset to the inside edge of the curb or the outside edge of the curb?
Outside.
Outside edge.
Outside.
Yeah.
So what I got here, Drew picked up this Kerdi trowel. Did Schluter guys give this to you, Drew?
They sure did at a demo at Pro X Building Supply in Bonners Ferry, Idaho.
Okay, so Bonners Ferry, Idaho. What is his name?
Pro X Building Supply.
Pro X Building Supply.
Yeah,
so
Dustin and the other gentleman's name was Robin. The two Schluter guys put on a great demo.
Dustin and Robin. Drew says thank you for the trowel. I actually really like these trowels. Kerdi trowels are heavy duty, stainless. They're better than a lot of the stuff you get at Home Depot or even some of the, like, this is Bottini, and this is a higher quality trowel. I really like these. But this is an 1/8 inch by 1/8 inch square notch. You can also use a 3/16 V notch, which I use a lot. So, but I'm going to go ahead and use the Kerdi.
You pre-wet your walls?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pre-wet my wall. That is going to give you a good bonding surface and clean off any dust or anything that could prevent it. And it's also going to give you some more open time when you spread your mortar. Open time is the amount of time that you have from when you spread it onto the wall and trowel it to when it glazes over on the surface and it's unusable anymore. So Drew, can you get me the little step stool because I'm short? So Drew, your uncle built this little step stool?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
My uncle in Hamburg, what formerly used to be West Germany, now all unified Germany, but...
It's from Germany?
Yeah, it was built in Germany, in Hamburg.
Wow.
Northern port city.
Wow, so we're doing Schluter and using a handmade bench.
That's right.
Look at this. I mean, it's all interlocking.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Not bad.
So are there any nails in this whole thing?
No, I think it's all glue.
Oh, wow. It's all, see.
Pretty nice finish.
Look, he made this little wedge to lock it in. So there's no fasteners in this. It's all interlocking.
Yeah, and now this thing is finally getting some use instead of just being in the corner of a room.
That's so cool.
So let's look at the consistency of that stuff.
Yeah, so it's pretty loose. Again, it's like a... Look, I'm making a mess already. I try to get the mud up on the wall. Just try to get it up. And then I can move it around once it's on the wall.
And what's the open time on this?
I'm not sure. I should look at that. Usually it's in the technical data sheet. Any Schluter guys out there, leave it in the comments below if you know what the open time of Schluter all set is.
It is hot today. We've got close to 100 degrees in the sun.
Yeah.
Probably sitting at about 92 degrees in here.
Yeah, so modified thinset has way better open times. That's one of the things that's bad about unmodified mortar. Unmodified thinset, I don't recommend using it. The stuff that they put in the modified thinsets, polymers, acrylic, latex, whatever it is, they give you a lot better open time. That's what that adds to the strength.
Yeah, and you'd said that Schluter had changed from an originally an unmodified to a modified. Is that correct?
Yeah. So Schluter always recommended an unmodified. Again, until they got into the thinset game themselves. You know, they're pretty crafty, right? Good marketing company Schluter is. I give them a lot of credit for that. Okay, so you can see I try to get the mud up on the wall where it's going to be using the flat side of my trowel.
And then you want your trowel lines to all go in the same direction for that final pass?
Yeah, you do. So, since I'm going vertical, that's a good point. I'm going to go horizontal because I'll be able to expel the air out a little bit easier if I go this way. What was your uncle's name, Drew?
Uncle Frank.
How do they say that in Germany?
Frank.
Frank.
No A's, it's all ah. It's like you're at the dentist. Say ah.
Does it have the two little dots over it?
It doesn't, no, but that's called an umlaut.
Okay.
Yeah, seems to be setting up pretty nice.
Yeah. looks good to me for the first one.
It's upside down, does that matter?
It actually does. Somebody, you know, this is gonna drive somebody nuts.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe, okay, I can put them all upside down. That might help.
Yeah. Never be able to enjoy my shower.
Yeah.
Knowing everything is upside down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, what we mean by that is that the Kerdi
Logo is upside
logo
down.
is upside down. But oh well. I think we'll be able to live with it.
I blew it.
Attention to detail, Isaac. Come on.
So many details. Okay. Okay, so I like to go off a plumb line, so I'm going to use the inside wall as a starting place, so I know everything's straight. That helps to avoid wrinkles if you got a reference point to go against. And then, what is this? I'm trying to expel the air out and just kind of get it in place. I'm not really pushing hard. Just getting a good start with it. Now I'm going to work my way from the inside to the out.
I know at some point Schluter recommends you do a pull test from a corner to make sure you're getting good.
Yeah, let's do that down at the bottom here.
Getting adequate coverage, right? That's
Yep.
what we're going for.
We had a little thickness discrepancy in the old drywall and the new, just from tape build out and all that stuff. A little area we're gonna have to straighten out as we sit. Yeah, we'll do a little coverage test here. And look at that. So that's really nice. That's what we want to see.
That's what you want.
So that's the difference between, you know, if I was using an unmodified thinset, I know I wouldn't be getting that kind of adhesion. So kudos to Schluter for actually, you know, kind of self-serving now that they sell thinset, but at least they're using modified. That's a good step for them. I guess for the people who know, we can have a little more respect for them now, because we know that modified thinset's better, and it's better for applying membranes and everything. So I think it gives a little more for the professionals who know thinset. It gives a little more credibility to the company. It really does. So good. That's one wall up. We're going to go ahead and get the other 4 sheets up, and then we'll come back and seam everything in.
Perfect.
Okay, so we got all of our membrane is up on the wall. We got the band in the corners, and so the next step is going to be putting the foam pan in. And so this is my first foam pan in quite a while, and it's my first since the pans came with the membrane already on. The last time I did it, it was just the white foam, and then you had to put the Kerdi membrane over it. This one already has it on there. This is actually one that they shipped Andrew a replacement, because the original one that came in the kit that he bought was damaged. It was damaged in shipping. That's one thing about foam, you know, getting shipped across the country or whatever, shipped in UPS, gets tossed around. The foam is really fragile, but the guys at Schluter stepped up, and without any questions asked, they just shipped Andrew another one. So this is the second one, and hopefully this one isn't damaged. I don't think it will be.
If not, Robin's going to be hearing from us.
Yeah. Yeah, so good job, Robin, on getting us a new one. So what we're going to need to do, we're going to have to cut it. So it's good in the width this way, but we're going to have to cut the sides off of it. And let me see, this thing. Oh, and so this is I've seen this guy here. So this one goes on after you put this is like a collar that goes over and seals it. But this one looks good. No creases, no tears, nothing. Looking good. So this is, what'd you say, 38 by 60 center drain.
Correct.
So 5 1/4 off of each one, 5 1/4. So this is thin enough that I might be able to use
Your blade.
Use my blade on this.
Yep.
So I'm gonna start with that.
See how that goes.
Yeah. And it's actually working pretty good.
Bada bing.
Piece of cake.
Bada bing. Piece of foam.
Piece of foam. It's gonna be our new expression. Piece of foam. Okay, so we had our Kerdi trowel, and that was an 1/8 inch by 1/8 inch for putting up our Kerdi. On the box, they tell you to use a 1/4 inch by 3/8 notch trowel, which is, let's see, where does it say? Oh yeah, right here. So to set the shower tray, they want you to use a 1/4 inch by 3/8. Oops.
Yep.
So, good thing I brought one of those. I think I brought one of those.
We hope you did.
Yeah, oh, I did. I did. This is a 1/4 inch by 3/8 notch. Marshalltown. Made in the USA. Okay.
First time I've had good karma in my life.
Yeah.
Well-built house.
Yes, a well-built house. So we're still using the Schluter all set, and I'm so far so good with the Schluter all set. I'm happy with it. I like it. I like it. Haven't set tile with it yet, but for the membrane and everything, it's been doing really good. And we're gonna be close on putting it in, Drew.
Yeah. what size trowel was that again?
1/4 inch by 3/8. So it's 1/4 inch notch that way, 3/8 tall. So really common. This was the most widely used trowel for setting tile up until we started using big tiles. In the days of the 12 by 12, we would set, this was our trowel for the 12 by 12 tiles. Set them all day long. Now 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch is the one we use mostly because it's all 12 by 24s. I think anything over 15 in length, they want you to go to a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I got a nice bed of mortar.
You're lying.
Okay, so my assumption is on this do not remove tape, I think it's just to hold the two pieces together. Otherwise it would just be supported by, you know, a thin piece of kerdi. So for shipping and everything, it's probably just reinforcement to hold that together.
Yep.
I was looking in the instructions to see if they wanted you to put thinset in here to bond it as you folded it together.
Yeah, and as you can see, it says do not remove.
It says do not remove, so.
Yep, so we're not going to remove it.
So we're not removing it. So. And a lot better fit in there. That. It looks like now you set the drain in there with thinset. Okay, got it. So yeah, you thinset in the drain. I think I have. No, I don't have enough thinset to do that. Okay. And then the drain, do you have the drain there?
Yep.
Okay, so we've got our ABS Schluter drain, and this guy just gets embedded right into like so. I guess that goes there like that. Let's see if I can get just enough to do a little collar going on. This goes right here, just like so. Okay. I don't want to cause a tear. This is a really important waterproofing transition right here. So I'm going to use my fingers to kind of get that mud in there. Checking coverage there. Looking good.
Looking pretty good.
Let's see how good that coverage is. I'll show you in a second. Check some more. There we go. Schluter foam pan install. So tomorrow we'll get the rest of the band up and we can start setting tile on it. So end of another good day.
Perfect.
Got it. Okay, so We're back and we're gonna put this bench in. The instructions show that the bench goes in first and then you cut your pan and go up to it, but we're doing it backwards here. And the only issue we're doing, the way we're doing it is the pan has slope on it, right? So this is the bottom of the bench, it's just hollow, it's not solid. So all I did is I just cut right here, put some slope on it so that when we put it in here where it's supposed to go, there's not a big gap right here. So also it shows in the instructions, it shows putting thinset on the entire back and the floor, which to me seems pointless since the only contact points are right here where the supports are. So we have some Kerdi fix left, so I'm going to see how much we can do. I'm going to put a bead of Kerdi fix on here, and then the rest I'll do a thinset. But since the Kerdi fix bonds so well, I want to use this as much as we can.
So we have that little gap there, and that's now being filled with thinset, correct?
Yep, we got our all set. And this is never going to get wet, so shouldn't ever get wet. So that's really tight. I like how the Kerdi fix adhering board, like I use 2-inch board a lot, and using the Kerdi fix, I used it to secure the bench too. Use Kerdi fix to glue the bench in. I think it's stronger than thinset when you're using it as like a structural component. So we got good slope there. And we're good on the slope there. Bubble there. Kind of hard to see, but
There you go.
got that. Gotta bring this up just a little bit. But what Kerdi fix probably isn't good for is any kind of buildup. So that's where thinset comes into play. I had to build up about an 1/8 inch down here on the bottom to give it support. So there we go. You can see a good shot of us being level across the face. That's important.
Looks pretty good to me.
Looks good. And the Kerdi fix kind of sucks things in. It's not like thinset that'll kind of goop and sag. The Kerdi fix, once you get it in, it's stuck and it's not going to want to move. So I'm feeling good about that. So we got the bench in, so we'll just continue. We're going to put the band on, and then we're going to be ready to start setting tile. Alright, so we got all of our band going around the base of the shower pan floor wall connection, and we're going to go ahead and get our band and corners on the bench here. And the bench comes with special corners. These are like, it has these special out corners here that they're labeled right and left, because it's a really unique fold that you couldn't do with any other kind of corner. So we're going to have those two, and then we're going to have this one. And the reason why I like to do my corners first is this little leg here, that gives you your 2-inch overlap so that you don't end up with a bunch of buildup, because if you run your band all the way to the corner, all the way to the wall, you're going to get 2 sheets of buildup right there. So they actually make these legs so you know where to bring your band to.
And you got your mark for your overlap there?
Yeah, that's 2 inches right there.
Yeah.
Getting the corners in my band in, I'm usually using a margin trowel and a 6-inch taping knife. I like to use 2 because you can hold it in place while you embed the fleece of the Kerdi into the thinset. So yeah, you can hold it in the corner and then just work your way out like that. And really embed, get that mechanical bond in there. So yeah, corners for me are always first, except these bench corners are a little bit different. Remember, I don't want that triple overlap, that's why I'm doing it this way. And then the two, here they are. Okay. So the way these bench corners are going to work is something like this. I guess I just trim that off. Oh, so that's kind of partially right. That one. And so this one I'm going to go like this. Right. So it's going to go like this. Cut this off. So that'll be cleaner. So yeah, when I first place my band, I usually just go really lightly to get the fleece in place. And then I'll do a couple more passes with more pressure. So you see, if I would have ran this flap all the way to here and this flap all the way to here, I would have had another layer of buildup. Okay. And then, time for the corners. I need to trim this just a little bit more. Trim that over there. Good. Okay, so now we get these guys, which are going to go like that, right? That's how that's going to go. Again, this is Schluter all set, mixed up to the consistency that they want you for Kerdi, pretty loose, you can see here. They have one consistency they want you to set tile with, and one to install the membrane. And so far I'm happy with using this. It's modified is just so much better to use. I think I've already said that 2 or 3 times, but it really is. Benches are really important to waterproof. This will get a ton of water coming down, and this is a big point of failures for showers. A lot of people just don't think it's that important, because if you have a pan liner on the floor or whatever, they'll build a bench and then maybe slap some red guard on there or something. But you see a lot of failures like here on this back line where water will just sit. So that corner laid in really nice. Sit out there. Corners are in. Now I just need a couple pieces to seal up that. Alright, so thank you for sticking with us to the end of the video. I hope it was informative and educational and also entertaining at the same time. If you want more videos on installing Schluter Kerdi systems, make sure to watch the playlist coming up. I have a ton of videos dedicated to installing Schluter Kerdi, videos going all the way back to 2013, all different types of installations. This video was almost 40 minutes long, and you see you'll probably have some more questions. There's so much to learn and know about this stuff that you're gonna probably need to watch some other videos too. So thanks for sticking with me. And last but not least, I love you guys. I love being your tile coach, and we'll see you on the next video.